I should talk. I eat it a lot, but I've been losing weight lately because I just have. I'm really busy. I think I'm weighing right now about 255, I think. Man, I'm like fight weight here. I'm 6'2", a little over 6'2", so I'm doing all right, but I got my gut. Can't help that. I guess the beer gave me that years ago. It's my beer muscle. There you go. Anyway. Sounded good, Brian. I hear you. I was firing up here, just taking a break from it. I got to help carry, well, I'm not helping her. I was actually putting her gazebo up outside. Took a break. She was having some dinner, and then I'm going to go back out. We got to hang the panels. I got the roof on it. I just got to hang the panels now. Wanted to get that done because if I get parts tomorrow, I'll just, or maybe I'll see him tonight on. I'm still waiting for them head gaskets. I'm just like biting at the bit here. I'm going to have everything done. I'm trying to get everything done by this weekend. It's just like the weeks keeps going on. I'm like, the car's not done. This isn't done. Converter's not in her car yet. I need the floor jack. I have two walkers. I got the two big ones, you know, the big walkers, and I need a new. I need to rebuild the one. It's from. Let's see. I bought that when I was. Let's see. When did I buy that one? I bought it in 1980. No, it was even earlier than that. Man, it was like 76, 75, I think. And needs a rebuild. The valve must be sticking. It won't pump up. It's full of fluid, but it won't pump up. It just kind of goes up and down, up and down. And it doesn't do anything. So I got to take care of that. And the other floor jack's under her car. It says that they're identical twins. Geez, I don't know how many tons they are. You know, they're roll around floor jacks, good ones. But I don't know. I think it's the same one. I think it's 2.5 or 3 ton. So that's stuck under my car now, over my Transit. I don't want to take it out because it's like perfect position right now. I just got to put the engine back in because it's tough to get it around the motor mounts. And it's in the perfect position now. So all we got to do is hang on the hoist and just drop it right in. I don't have to move anything. You know, it came out, it'll go right back in. So I don't feel like repositioning everything. So, but anyway, I'm running behind, and I gotta get this crap done. You know. Because I got more crap to do after that. Stop. I can't take it anymore. KB3WFE, KC2UDZ.
KC2UDZ, KB3WFE, and another station calling a couple times there. I guess he's not hearing everybody here, but was there another station trying? Go ahead. Yeah, I know, Ken. Those jacks, they put up with a lot of abuse, and it's always amazing what they'll lift. You see that little itty orifice in those things, and realize that when you jack something up, it's the O-ring that's holding it up. I get on the guys all the time there. We've got several jack stands, and they're not to be on. I don't care if it's up for just a minute. They're not to be under the car without a stand. It's just too easy to somebody kick the handle or somebody seal let loose or what have you. Knock on wood, we've been real lucky that we haven't had any major injuries there. Now your typical stitches crap. Falls, you know, or somebody slipped or pulling on a wrench and lost their balance or whatever, something stupid like that, but nothing major. But you'll get it one thing at a time. That's how you eat an elephant, Ken. One bite at a time. And I chew slowly. KB3WFE sounding fantastic. Band's in good shape, Ken. Good.
Actually, I think it's crappy shape. I hear you fine. I hear you're 20 over, but usually 30 over, you know, at least. I'm on power right now. I didn't touch it. Let's leave it alone. Running the usual amount of power, but anyway, Yeah, I'll get it all done. I'm not worried about it too much. Figured I'd stop it for a couple of minutes because I know as soon as Gary stops eating, I want to go back out and get the panels done. I'll start hanging out in the hanging out outside, you know, because that's this time of the year is perfect for that. They were playing cards last night on the back deck. You know, we had a card game on the back deck last night. You know, you get not too many bugs right now. Once a bug start, you can't do that. You know, start chewing on you. So you can hide in the gazebo. You know, zip it up tight, the screens, and hide in there. So I want to get that done for before I get on to another project. There's always something to do in between projects. Well, anyway, I had a good time this weekend, man. I really enjoyed it. Ladies' night was cool. And I really, when Perry did that, you know, he did the live stream. I was just listening to that. And it was just cracking me up, you know. I liked it. Tell you what, for the first one, it came out pretty, I mean, you know, it was very smooth, you know, not a little choppy in the beginning, but everybody got in a groove and everything went great. It was awesome. I enjoyed that. So I told her, I said, why don't you make a Facebook page up or something for that? And I told her, you know, I want to, because she can keep track of everything, because, you know, her emails are her emails. And yeah, it's a lot easier when you get, if you got your Facebook open, you know, you get the notifications from your Facebook page, and that way she can, you know, like, she'll see everything that's going on. She can post the, whatever, I don't know, just do stuff, you know, whatever, just to make it more convenient. I told her, so why don't you do that? And I think that would be a great thing, just make one up for that, and you can handle everything from there. That way it's easy to just say, yeah, Facebook, blah, 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 whatever she wants to name it. So I think that's a good idea. That's my thought on it, anyway. Not that she has a lot of time to do this stuff, but I think that would save her some time doing that. So, there you go.
I think it was a lot of fun, Ken. One moment. And it was very, very cool to hear all the ladies on the air that night, Saturday night, and the recording that Perry snagged there is awesome. I listened to bits and pieces of it there. Sunday morning, I saw a thread started on QRZ about it as well. I don't know if you venture over to QRZ's forums there, but I saw a thread started there. I haven't read through any of the replies or posts on it yet, but I'm sure it's getting a lot of attention. I haven't heard anything bad about it, Ken. I think most everybody that was listening enjoyed, and those that participated enjoyed, so I think you and Kerry found a hit.
Well, it's you know, it's not for us, it's for everybody, man. I think it's you know, it just has to, somebody just has to put their foot out there and get it going. I mean, you know, the ARRL did a great thing, you know. No competition with them. I mean, as far as, you know, trying to do something that they did already, but I think it'll help. You know, a little extra momentum. You know what I mean? Just a little push more, because it's not going to sit for a year. It'll have a little more substance in it, being done maybe every, I don't know, month, or, you know, whatever they decide to do. So, and on AM, that's the thing. You know, it's more of a AM thing, you know, which is very, very cool. All the girls sounded good. They were having fun. I think it was awesome. They got up on the mic and spoke their piece. A lot of, you know, they of course are somewhat apprehensive, but that just, you know, that's just, you know, when you start doing it. I mean, after that, you find yourself not being able to stop talking, you know, because it's just like blah, 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 and you find more stuff to talk about. The next thing you know, you've been on the mic for, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and everybody's listening, and now it's not your turn anymore, and then it starts another one. You know how it goes, and then, you know, then they get in the groove, and they get relaxed. And then they become AM radio operators, amateur radio operators. So, something I was going to say. I forgot. Huh. I don't know. Wow. I completely forgot what I was going to say. I was going somewhere with something, but I forgot. Anyway, over to you.
Hi, Fun. Hello there. Who's that?
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was a good time. And like you said, the apprehension went away there after everybody knew who everybody was. And I often thought to myself that, you know, as we get on and operate, we should take a break and maybe put a call out for a YL or an XYL. I hate that term, XYL. Or new operators or whatever. All too often we all get in our groove here and get to laughing and scratching and carrying on. And, you know, some might be there with their microphone going, you know, gee, what do I say? Every now and then putting a call out for somebody to jump in might not be a bad idea. I think that, but never ever remember to do that. So, but everybody sounded good. It was a good, decent night for the band. Could have been a little less noisy, but I think everybody was copying each other just quite well. And I had a lot of fun. Lisa had a lot of fun. So I'm sure it'll happen again. And when is up to them. They'll do it. They'll get the itch, or they'll hear somebody in here and come in and say hi, I'm sure. Lisa wanders in here every now and then if she isn't busy. The problem is with Lisa, and I'm sure Carrie too, is they're always doing 10 million other things. So the reason I come in here and yak on the ham radio is I stay out of her way and don't make other messes for her to clean up. KB3WFE.
Yes, give her a break. I do too. I try to do what I can for her. But, you know, I have to make some kind of skid. So I think if they all get together and talk, you know, via maybe, like I said, a Facebook page or something like that, they can kind of hash it out. Because you have, you know, everybody's got schedules. You know, I think women more so with, you know, your children and, you know, and doing all the rest of the stuff. So they need a better access to a convenient schedule. So they would have to figure out when and, you know, where and whatever else to make something like that happen. So it's not for me to say. It's for me to just throw some suggestions in there and, yeah, maybe make it a little easier for them to get where they want to go with this thing, all of them. I think it was great, though. Where on QRZ were you saying? Where was that thread started?
I think it was in the AM section of the QRZ. I thought it was started by Paul. I just got an email notification about it. See if I can't wake this computer up and oh, wait a minute. I lost power and now it's all screwed up, so I'll get the computer booted up here and go check it out and send you a link to your Yahoo, right?
Good evening.
I'm on there now. I'm browsing through. I didn't know they have so many different sections in here. Holy mackerel! I think that was Perry. What'd you say, Perry?
Hi, Clark.
Hi to Perry, if that's Perry out there.
Well, hello, Clark.
Good evening.
Did you see the thread that was started on QRZ, Clark?
Actually, I'm just reading it now.
Where's that?
Yeah, it's in amplitude modulation. It's titled "Getting Told On: Wives Take to AM About Hamfest Fines." Wow, with a title like that, I'm waiting for a photo credited AP or something.
Oh, look at that. I got a section just for amplitude modulation. Okay. All right, cool.
M1XZW, KB3WFE. Good evening.
Is this thing, it's normal, low signal south or what?
There's a bunch of QSB still, but it sounds fine to me. I hear you here in Maryland.
Well, that's a good thing. It kind of fell down. I just put it back up yesterday, and it's a little different configuration than it was before because I can't get it back where it was. A tree grew it away. There was no tree there when I put it up the first time. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, Mother Nature has a funny way of sneaking up on you like that. No, it's the band and some static crashes are filling in, so we'll see if she'll settle tonight or not.
Yes, although I tend to. You mean last year or the year before? Or when are we comparing this to?
Yeah, last year.
It's maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, the antenna is now a sloper. It's now a sloper. I can't exactly what.
Oh. Well, then you should leave it. Fine business. All right, Charlie. Well, sounding good. No worries about getting out. So have a great evening. 7-3 and 1B CG. Over to you, Brian.
You're expecting entertainment value out of me? I can be laughed at.
Well, I didn't want everything to just roll to a stop. I'm a guest on this frequency.
Yeah, Perry and I were just kind of kibitzing until I lost the remote connection, and then Ken and I were kibitzing. I think he's waiting for Gang to finish up dinner so he can run back outside to finish something up. And I got talking about this thread here. Surprised no comments yet, but
Yes, I see no comments. You know, it is what it is.
Hello, Clark.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Clark. Hello, Newman. Hello, Bob. You say you heard me earlier, Bob? That's all I heard. The band sucks here. Yep.
Oh, static crashes, that's all. No, I was giving you a hard time. then you gotta cut out the sugar. And he said, well, it gets a little confused here in my life, and he's taking a big bottle off the 2 liters of
Oh. Man, I got sunburned today. First sunburn of the year.
Yeah, me too. I got one over the weekend. What about you, Sean? How about you? Any sunburn, or were you inside all day?
I was outside for 8 hours on Saturday and got a good sunburn worked up. You know, when you think a project's going to take 2 hours and it takes 8, so, who needs sunblock in May, right? Wow.
Apparently you do, Clark. It sounds like you tried and it took 2 hours, and it took me 2 hours, and it went all day, you know?
Yes. And now you know the rest of the story. You're on BCG.
And if you don't know, now you know.
I was watching old Andy Rooney clips the other day. That was pretty funny.
I think I'm too young for that.
Look up Andy Rooney on YouTube. There's a bunch of his clips.
Doing it now.
He was a reporter for CBS 60 Minutes. And he did a bit on water. And poking fun at why people are paying $1.35 for water.
Man, he passed away almost 10 years ago? I remember this guy. I can't believe it was that long ago. It seemed just like the other day he was on 60 Minutes.
There's an interview of him that talks about, where he says, you know, I cut my hair, I comb my hair, I try to look presentable, but I draw the line at plucking my eyebrows.
He does have some bushy eyebrows, though, boy. Oh.
It's almost his signature character mark. But it's kind of funny to listen to him. He got in trouble for something. Got yanked off the air for a few weeks about something. I can't remember what it was. Something to do with the LPG, whatever. The gay community. But he spoke his mind. He did it with tact and flair.
Yes, there's a carrier in there. What was I going to say? Yeah, Brian, that wasn't politically correct. You were on the politically correct track, and then you made a left turn.
Yeah, well, I don't know, what is it? LGBTOSTZV.
LGBABCD.
I mean, it seems like every year they add another letter to it.
I know, right? Got a new grid current meter off of eBay. Well, not new. It's like 70 years old, but it's a cool little 100 milliamp Simpson grid current meter. It says grid current on the meter face. I don't know. I got like on this kick last week of buying, vintage meters, and I got a 4K or 5 kV Simpson, high voltage meter there. So I paid like $15 for him shipped.
There you go. What, for the Henry?
Yeah, well, because like with the Henry is, it's under the desk and in basically a cabinet. So I want to be able to monitor things. I have a grid current meter, an external meter now, but it's big. It's like, I don't know, 4 inches by 4 inches. It's huge. And I wanted to get something a little smaller and put it in a little box, and I could watch the plate voltage, and I could watch plate current, and I could watch grid current now. So that's the story on that. W3MR.
Yeah, I gotta do something similar to the Collins. Be able to monitor the plate. Grid drive, I guess, would probably be the 2 most important, but the plate current and some up here. Although I'm not quite sure what Lisa's trying to tell me. She's told me 2 or 3 times I talked about moving the shack into a different part of the house. She says, you should move it downstairs. And I guess that's closer to the back door, which is 10 feet off of that is a nice downhill roll. I figured it'd be easier to push me and all the equipment out, I guess. I don't know.
Jesus, man. Another 13-year-old kid killed here in the city. I think that's like the 6th teenager that's been killed so far this year in the city here.
Lovely. What are they doing? Competing with Detroit?
Well, this city was, I'm not proud of this, but it was voted the 3rd most dangerous city in the country a few years back, and it's usually in the top 10. It's okay where I'm at. Like, I'm on the opposite side, and I'm on the border of Parkside and Upland, which is decent. It's nice, but you go on the other side of town, that's where on the west side, that's where all the bad things go down. And I'm here on the east side. I live right in a park. Like, it's a real nice area where I'm at, but you go a mile across town and it's a whole different story.
Yeah, I read that in a Tourism Bureau piece.
What about Chester?
Yeah, they were promoting tourism there.
That's funny. But Chester used to be so beautiful in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. Downtown Chester on the Avenue of the States. I mean, it was, if you were familiar with this area, it was almost like a 69th Street, where they had all these shops and stores, and people would go there on the weekends and take the train down to the Chester Transportation Center, take a quick 5-minute train ride from the city, from Philadelphia, and come down here and do their shopping and stuff and go back. And now you go down there, it's like a barren wasteland. There's a few shops here and there that are open, but most of them are all, you got the metal, the metal, what do they call them? They're not gates, but you know what I'm talking about, where they pull them down over the windows and the doors and stuff. Everything's all shuttered up.
Lovely. Reminds me of Manhattan in the 70s.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? But the rent's cheap. This wasn't meant to be like a permanent thing here. And I used to live, when I was young, I lived down the street at my mother's house, a block away, and she's lived down there. At the house she's at, she's lived in for 20 years, and then she lived next door for 10 years before that, 5 years before that or so. So I was always real familiar with this area, and then I always drove past this house. It looks different than every other house in the neighborhood. Every other house is like a row home. Every house looks the same, but then you see my house and it looks like a little bungalow. And it's got the biggest side yard in the neighborhood. And I was like, man, it'd be cool to live there. I don't know why, but it would be cool to live there. And then when I was looking to move out of Delaware, I just was happening to visit my mother and drove by and saw a for rent sign out front. And kind of all fell into place, and I was in here less than a month later.
Well, it's nice having a laundromat right there.
WA1STH.
Good evening, Steve. That's right, Clark. I got the laundromat. I got a lawn mowing service. I go down and grab the lawnmower, do my laundry. She folds it for me. I don't ask her to fold it for me, but she gets bored and does. And then every time I go over there, I usually get food, too. She's usually like, "You hungry? What do you want to eat?" "I made this. I made that." Or I get knocks on the door, at 6 o'clock in the morning. "Hey, I saw you were up. Can you do this? Can you do that? I need you to do this." It's, it all comes, everything comes, you give and take.
I have a rule. They have to live far enough away that they just won't pop right in, unannounced, yet not close enough that, not far enough away that when they come, they have to stay the night.
Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, fellow miscreants. What's going on? Anything new and exciting? Clark, I like that clank when you key up. And reminds me, well, not exactly, but reminds me that I should have a ping like the old Brownings have when I key up. Do you remember that, or are you not aware of that?
I am aware of it. Someday the focus should be on less noise, not more.
What's weird is some days it's there, and some days it's not. Like, I noticed it wasn't there the other day. I was going to say something, but I forgot. And good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Perry. I kind of like it. I think it's a symbol of power.
I do too. We were on the discussion one night, and I actually went out and bought a contactor just to make a clunk. Call it the clunk. And I went out and bought a contactor where I could have used a tiny little relay to shut my speakers off when I key, because I have to have my monitor on to pick up my audio on my live stream. So every time I key up, I have to turn my volume down on my speakers, which eventually I know is going to wear out this pot. So I bought a giant contactor, 12-volt contactor, to shut my speakers off. I haven't hooked it up yet, but I was going to zip tie it to the mic boom. So every time I key up, you hear it.
Well, that's interesting. I'll be looking forward to hearing that. Hey, ladies' night, that was quite a thing. Who came up with that idea? Was that Carrie or what? Because that was kind of neat.
Hold on. The braking station we're operating AM, amplitude modulation.
And good evening, Brian.
Hi, Steve. The station is asking for a comment on his audio. We're operating AM. Alright, well, if you can just switch over to AM, I'm sure the guys will give you a hand. Or comment on your audio, but we heard you inside being there. I was gonna comment about something. No. Not important, I guess. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, ladies' night. Someone was going to tell me whose idea that was, but nobody did.
I don't think it was anyone in particular. I think it just incorporated, evolved. Last Saturday, was it? Saturday or Sunday? One night last week, Lisa caught up with Carrie, which brought about Stephanie, and those three carried on for a little while, and from there spawned ladies' night, I think.
Oh, that's cool. It was a good idea. Hopefully they'll do it more.
That seems to be the general consensus. Everybody seems to have had a good time with it.
It was nice to hear feminine voices instead of all you clowns.
Yeah, there's a bunch of clowns in here, that's for sure. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. This one doesn't have a big clack or clink to it, does it?
Nope, not at all. Matter of fact, a little bit of fading, but other than that, I can tell that your audio is very nice.
Good. Yeah, it used to be, well, that's what drew me to it, is the fact that everybody strove for perfection. No unnecessary noises or buzzes or hums or whatever other going on. It's just pure audio. Studio quality audio. If you can put such a phrase on it. I don't run a lot of compression, and I stay real close to the mic because the environment around me here, especially when the HVAC system comes on, picks up a lot of noise. And some say the room ambiance is the room ambiance, but there's no sense in having processing pick all that noise up and amplify it and filter it and shove it out there in its purest form that it can get a hold of it at and do it. I guess I try to always make the audio sound like if you were sitting in the room talking to each other.
And that's the way it should be. You know, I was thinking, of course, back in the olden days, when I started out in the 60s in CB, if you had money, you had a Browning or a Tram. If you didn't, you had a Radio Shack Special or some form of a Lafayette.
Hey now.
Bringing back the good old days, ain't it? Bringing back the good old days, ain't it, Clark?
That Radio Shack TRC 457 has been plugged in and displaying the time in 24-hour format since Christmas morning 1977. It works great.
You know, my first radio was a Lafayette HB 115A. I think I still have that out in the loft in the garage, and I was going to dig it out and make it work again just for fun. That had it was a 6-channel radio, and at the time was all I could afford. And I remember, because I was only like 14 at the time. Matter of fact, someone might have even given that to me. And I remember getting a chrome hand microphone and hooking it up to that. Boy, I had a table set up in my bedroom with a Super Magnum antenna. Oh, it was awesome.
Did it have a low-profile front, like it was basically a mobile rig, and it sat on top of a combination power supply loudspeaker, and to select the channels that had small round black buttons you push in?
Nope, that's not the one. It was gray. It was, typical, a little smaller than an FT101. And it was quite primitive.
I think they should call the ladies like the let me think now, the Lonely Gals net.
Most of them are married.
Yeah, well, they might be lonely anyways.
Yeah, but they call the Lonely Guys net, and most of them are married. I'm just thinking it's very close to the same format.
I think they should change that Lonely Guy's name. I don't even join that net because I'm not a lonely guy.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, me neither. I got too many hobbies, too many things going on. But, yeah, well, I guess. But anyway, KC2CWM chiming in. Richie here in Long Island.
Long Island, home of coffee. And, yeah, Lonely Guys. And when I first heard that, I told QIX, I said, you got to change the name of that. I mean, it's kind of a pathetic name for a net.
Well, it has more to do with our hobby and our knowledge about the hobby. And considering that there are guys here that fear telling dates or people that they're interested in or good friends or even people they work with or work for that they're into amateur radio. In that sense, you can consider that as amateurs, we're alone.
Did that come from Steve?
Say again?
Brian, did that explanation come from QIX?
It was one of our conversations about it, yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, lonely guys. Maybe we should have an ugly guy's net, or a chunky guy's net, or I don't know. I always get a kick out of it. Lonely guys. The lonely guy's net.
Well,
Net, N2MIN.
Good evening, Art, and good evening, Richie. I was told, or I heard when I was on the net, it was because they named it the Lonely Guys Net because it was for people who were, where it's for people that they have a hard time of talking on the radio. You know what I mean? They get nervous, getting on the air, so on and so forth, and they tried to make it a really all-inclusive net. For socially distant folks, I guess you could say, and that's why they have the topics, and they make it it easier for folks who are, I guess, a little socially awkward to get in there. That's what I was told. I think I heard that right from the horse's mouth too.
Now, Clark, do you know who started that net?
Negative.
I gotta ask QIX the history of the net. Who started it, and what the discussion was when they named it. I mean, I'm hearing good theories here, and there's a lot of validity. I'd be curious who started it, and the conversation about the title of it. Of course, I think those lonely guys are probably already dead.
Yeah, it was like I thought. Peter W1ZZZ was the one who started it. He's the net founder. Then Steve and Al VTP and KG2IR Nick are the control stations. I think I'm Lonely Guy number 431. I think. Hey, just go to lonelyguysnet.com.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That's right. I never thought of that. And so, when Peter was making up the name, he was sitting there, recently divorced, with a drink in his hand, tears rolling down his cheeks, and he said, "I'm lonely, so let's start a Lonely Guys Net."
The purpose of the net is fellowship. We seek to support each other in our RF loneliness. See?
That's very good. You should probably see if you can get that put on the web page.
Reading it from the web page.
Oh, is he? Read it? Are you reading that from the web page, Barry?
Yeah, absolutely. The Lonely Guys Net meets Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. on 3875, and the purpose of the net is fellowship. We seek to support each other in RF loneliness. And yep, Peter W1ZZZ is the net founder. The Lonely Guys Net has over 400 members as of this writing.
Man, that's a lot of lonely guys.
March 11th, 2000 was the first net.
How many people at work know that you operate ham radio, Perry?
Every single one of them.
How many have any interest in it?
0.
How many of your close friends know you're a ham radio operator, Steve? And how many of them have any interest in it? Other than your brother, he doesn't count.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't count. In more ways than you know. No, I get your point, Brian. Nobody cares about us poor lonely guys down in the basement playing with radios.
Wait a minute. Don't you think that's kind of apples and oranges? Like, look at all of us talking on ham radio. We're hundreds of miles apart. We talk almost every night, but we never get together. Or I can go to the people who I see here, who I do get together with, and they don't give a flying wet rat's ass about ham radio. I don't see any overlap.
The thing is, everybody's playing with their cell phones and playing games. None of the kids today are interested in ham radio or even anything about it.
Oh, I don't know. I know a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old that are interested in it.
And more interested than most.
No, they're more until their charger stops working and they said, "Pops, could you look at this thing and see what's wrong?"
Nah, not Daniel and not Connor. Daniel's probably the smartest person that I've ever heard out here, and he's 18 or 19. Actually, I think he might be 19 or 20. Already built his own 813 rig, homebrew 813 rig, and that guy will talk circles, or technical circles around most folks out here. And Connor is a very accomplished, at 17 years old, is an extremely accomplished contester, and a very active ham. That he can do over 20 words a minute CW, and just won a CW contest, I think, last weekend.
That's not the norm, though. Most kids want to play with their cell phone.
I understand it's not the norm. I'm just saying there's folks out there. My son, he's 8. He's extremely into video games and his phone and things like that. I just think you have to, try to get them into the hobby and show them that there's more to it than just talking to folks, talking from point A to point B. There's things that can be accomplished. There's awards, there's so many different ways that you can, go in this hobby, and different modes and the digital modes and, AM and, just show them every aspect of it and show them about antenna building and, creating something from scratch and, the end result being able to talk to somebody 100 miles away without using a cell phone. My son is like blown away at the fact that I can talk to anybody at any distance, with a microphone and an antenna.
Well, that's good. He may, in fact, become an amateur radio operator. That's good. Nothing wrong with that at all. But, same old discussion. Is the hobby going to live, die, or what's going to happen? And the newbies are doing okay, and will continue to do okay. So, and I'm trying to adjust something for you. So if you got your SDR on, try and tell me pretty much exactly as you can what frequency this thing is on. If you don't, that's okay. I'm just adjusting the display. It's not critical. I just thought of it while I was popping my jaws here. WA1STH.
3875.069.
Oh, close enough. Don't need to adjust anything. Thank you.
I'd say that's a PHR.
Yeah, it sounds good. Good to me. But I did get a kick out of listening to the ladies the other night. I was, so many times I was about to key up, but it was busy, and there was a gentleman that did, chime in, which was good, and they're not, they're all for it. So if it happens again, it's gonna get bigger and bigger, I think.
Yeah, it would be nice. We'll see. It's up to them. Ken and I were talking about it a little bit earlier. So it's whatever the ladies want to do. Ken and I will support them on however we can. So it was a lot of fun to hear them, and I was enjoying the fact that it was couples too. It was Dave and his wife, and Phil and his wife, and Lisa, my wife, and Shelby and Sarah, and a couple of others. So it wasn't just the ladies by themselves. You got to hear the peanut gallery comments from the husbands. It was a lot of fun. And it's a great recording, Perry. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it as well, just sitting back and listening. It was definitely awesome. They were getting into it, man. Making old buzzard transmissions and, going back and forth. I think they really, really enjoyed it. And I'm sure they're looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, I hope so. I got to wondering if you would have been able to do that had it not been during this, state of emergency and stuff being closed and staying at home, because everybody's lives are so busy. So we'll see. Hopefully it left enough of an impression to bring them on the air again.
Some pretty good static crashes tonight.
Yeah. A little feedback, too. Yeah, I've been getting it here, too.
Was it supposed to rain?
They said spot showers. Nothing heavy duty, at least up here in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Well, down here I saw a lot of black clouds. Down here on Long Island by Jones Beach. So, black clouds. I guess we're going to have rain. Something like that.
I had a couple of drops.
I'm in the other room,
Was
but
it
not near the
Rockville Center?
computer, so
I
I
only
can't
had a
bring up
couple
the
of drops.
lightning.
That was it.
Lightning
But
activity
it
or
was
not?
beautiful this morning.
Probably. Other than that, my flex broke. That's aggravating.
So what are you talking on? Sounds good.
This is an old FT101F.
Okay, I had a double E, and I dumped it. I had it, I had sent it out to get some trimmer caps there replaced, because I didn't know where to get them. I had the guy try and do an alignment on it, and still my pre-selector, receive, and transmit were off.
Well, you know, each and every one of them has its own unique characteristics, and it's hard. It's very hard to get it exact, because I've aligned two of these. They have their own characteristics. My favorite is the plate tuning cap, where right now I'm tuned up on 80 meters, and it is looking like it's on 20. And I know, everybody said, well, that's just a rough, it's right. You put numbers on it, should be close. So I went in, I changed the pattern capacitor on that, just to see if I could get it closer, and that didn't work. But anyways, they have their own unique characteristics, and, you know, of course, you got to zero receive and transmit frequencies. You got to keep the VFO voltage stable on them, and you got to set the clarifier correctly. They can be a little time-consuming to set up properly.
Yeah, they have nice audio and everything. They always do. But anyway, I sold it. Somebody wanted it more than I did, and I was happy to get rid of it.
Well, this one's being fed processed audio to the mic jack, and works out pretty well. So I put AM filters in both of them and changed the caps in the F, every one of them. And put some, I don't know if you're familiar with the regulator board and the crappy pots they have on there to adjust things. I put in multi-turn pots so it's easy to set it up in comparison to going nuts. But I spent a little time on them just because it was fun. And now they're both working pretty good. I can tweak them a little bit closer, but yeah, it works where I need it to work.
Well, you sound marvelous down here.
Hey, Daryl, where's your other brother, Daryl?
Oh, he's upstairs with the other brother, Daryl.
Every time I hear Daryl, I think of that. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind being busted about it.
No. When I was in high school, I think that show was on, and boy, the kids had a kick out of that. But nope, you remind me of the old TV station.
Well, I can see those guys now. This is Daryl's, my other brother, Daryl. It was funny.
Oh yeah, well, you sound marvelous down here with that Yakimo.
Thank you, Daryl. I'll have to get your other brother Daryl's opinion, though, for it to be validated. You're always sounding great, Daryl. You're on the T368?
Oh, yeah, we're on the T368. And we working on another big project coming here. Great big old gates. The BC-1T. And I'm going to try to sneak it in the back door, because wifey is going to go nuts.
a little tough to sneak that in the back door, ain't it?
Well, I figure if I could sneak it in the driveway and get it in the backyard, she won't see, but she always upstairs. And I'll just sneak it in the back door.
All you gotta do is get like mahogany sides for it, mahogany front, and some glass panels, and put some like fake images of a cabinet behind it, and just say, hey, so just a big cabinet.
All right, I hear that. All right, I'm on. Just came in. And, we'll see what's going on. Y'all sound good. Hello, Clark. Sound good. Hello, Perry out there. Heard you. And, we'll be just standing by.
Good luck with your new toy.
Yeah, wait till she goes out shopping, and then take your time getting it up the stairs, down the stairs, whatever you gotta do. Yeah. It's heavy.
Tell her it's a refrigerator for the cellar.
I'll tell her it's a refrigerator for the beer.
That's what I meant.
Wine cooler.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine that?
I'll
A
just tell her,
facade
see
for a
those
broadcast transmitter, so
bulbs
you
they
can
lit up,
actually put
those
it in a
four
living
big
room.
bulbs, I'll just tell her those, the light bulbs. When you open the door.
Hey, Clark, not to change the subject, but changing the subject for a brief moment. I'm still looking for Innovonics 222. Almost impossible to find.
You've looked on eBay?
Nothing. You know, I did some research. That thing was in production for 30 years without a change. And that, they stopped producing those in 2017. And if I wasn't looking for one, there'd probably be 4 of them in there, but I can't find one. But I will.
You know, do you know what they were originally designed to do?
Yeah, that Part 97 limitations, or Part 15, or whatever the hell it was.
No. In the 1980s, the FCC mandated that all AM broadcast stations conform to certain bandwidth restrictions called the NRSC. There was an NRSC pattern that specified that a radio station had to have bandwidths of certain strength compared to the carrier at certain frequencies. And that basically meant that every single radio station would have to buy new processors, which is expensive. And what Innovonics did, which I thought was pretty clever, is that limiter was designed to just be that, a limiter with those with that bandwidth filter built in. So they market it as, you know what, keep your processor, just put this on at the end and you're good to go. So that's why it sold like hotcakes.
Well, apparently so. And, but I would imagine that I'll bump into... I used to see them for sale every now and then, but now that I'm looking for one, no such luck yet. I'll let you know when it arrives.
Hey, Clark, what is the bandwidth? NKC?
Well, for AM, I mean, it's not just that. It's the bandwidth is, and I can't remember it off the top of my head because I haven't had to bother with it in a long time. But it's basically like at 5 kilohertz, the bandwidth, the sidebands have to be, attenuated by this much, by 8 kilohertz this much, by 9 kilohertz this much, by 10 kilohertz gone. Like 80 dB down from the carrier. So it's one of those kind of things. It works in like steps.
Oh, because I was listening here on my IFR 1500 to the local radio station. They were doing sometime almost 150% modulation.
How do you do that? I bought a pre-selector. I've got a IFR 1200F, and I bought a pre-selector for that just to get rid of some of that adjacent channel interference that's inevitable. Those service monitors got front ends as well as the front door.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty wide listening to the local station here. Just curiosity there on this IFR 1500. That's something I want to get rid of too.
What station? They were modulating 150%?
Yeah, I saw it on the monitor there on the scope. It said it was, sometime it shot up to 150. Most of the time it was like a 125, 135% modulation.
Well, what station?
Oh, WHLI 1100 on your AM dial.
Oh, I know their engineer. I could ask about that, but that's unusual because they're capped at 125. Yeah, they're capped at 125%.
I'm only going by what the scope was telling me. It was a digital readout on the scope. To give you the percent of modulation, the error frequency, and the frequency was plus and minus, and it was like going all over the place.
Well, Steve?
Roger.
I can ask Robert, WZL voice modulated carrier, because he got me mines. I'm on mines right now, 222. I can ask him, and he might can know where to get one. Over.
Yeah, sounds good. My email is good on QRZ, so send me an email.
Okay. Okie dokie. All right. KD2AFL.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I got wild positive peaks with this Yaesu. And if I'm not careful, it knocks my amplifier offline. So I wanted to control them a little bit and pick up a little bit more density. If you're using a 222, it's doing good for you.
Oh, yeah. I'm on it right now as I'm speaking through this RE27.
And Clark, you're a huge fan of those devices too, aren't you?
Well, I am. Our station, the local station here, ended up buying a 5 kilowatt station, which was actually had been dark. The studios burned down. The guy died. It was quite a calamity. And then the station was for sale by the estate. We ended up buying it just in the nick of time before the 365-day limit was, because if a station is dark for over a year, then the license gets terminated. And so we were close to that, but managed to get the transmitters back running again and on the air. So yeah, so our station ended up buying it, and they had a Innovonics 222, and that was driven by a Texar audio prism, and that combination, both of those units on their own are fairly mellow, but boy, that combination, that station sounded phenomenal. But Steve, I will say, if your goal is to manage your positive peaks, I'd broaden your search up a bit. You don't need a 222. CRL makes the PMC, was it PMC 900 or something like that? I don't know. There's a lot of good. Actually, any broadcast limiter will do that. So well worth, like I said, broadening things up, because you'll go nuts if you only want to get a Innovonics and one BCG.
Well, yeah, I hear you. And I did think about that. And then I said, I've been hearing about this 222 from you for a long time. And I said, it's one of those things I'm just going to have to get and play around with. So I'm kind of fixated on it now. But I do hear you, and thank you.
A $500 microphone?
Must be a Yaesu.
Well, what are you talking about, a $500 microphone? I missed something.
KC2 CWM. The Electric Voice RE27ND.
WA1STH. RE27. I got a 20 I'm going to sell to get a 27, just for the hell of it.
if I could hear the difference between a $500 microphone.
Well, you know, you have a very good point, Brian, because I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and it was a telephonic conversation, I think, and I said, you know, I've tried a whole bunch of different stuff, but I keep going back to the B1. You know, I've got all kinds of reports and listened to it, and I keep going back to the B1. And this microphone is a C1. It just doesn't have the low cut switcher and a little cheaper. And I found out, being that it's out at the workbench and it's not on a boom, I'm holding it, is that I've dropped it onto the cement floor 3, maybe 4 times from 4 feet. And it's a rugged son of a gun, because it still works.
Got a couple of stations breaking.
Yeah, I got a B1 right here, but I don't know if I got it a long time, but I've been thinking of trying other ones.
Are there other stations in there?
Hey, Steve. No, I thought I heard a couple of stations breaking. Don't mind me.
Hey, Mr.
KCTUDZ.
How are you? That was quite a thing, that ladies' night thing. And I found out that you were 6'2" and 250. You must be one rugged son of a gun.
250. I wish I was 250. Damn. I lost some weight. I don't know. Maybe I'm about 255 right now, something like that. I was about 270. I don't know. I'm an old guy, so I was built well. You know how they built stuff back in the old days?
Yes, I do. I like that. That's good. That is very good. There's thought of something else, too. I don't know what the hell it is. Oh, have you ever... Every time I hear you, I think of Gary Coleman. Is that the guy? Yeah. No. Yeah, that's the guy you sound like.
Gary Cole.
Wasn't he the little colored dude, the little guy?
No, well, see, that's why I was hesitating there. It's Coleman. I forget what show he was on, but you sound just like... I'll figure it out so that you can listen to him, because you sound... On the radio, you sound just like him.
Yeah, I think that's what I was wondering also, Ken.
Yeah, you were trying to picture that, right?
What you talking about,
struggling trying to picture that.
Because he was on. I remember.
Especially after talking about 6'2", 260, right?
Squeaky voice, you know. Did I do that?
What you talking about, Willis?
Or maybe that's a different guy. But anyway, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get the name right. I'm sorry. That is funny, though.
You're talking about the movie Office Space? This is Andrew N2YKX. The movie Office Space, the guy, you know, the douche.
Did you call Ken a douche?
Never call worse.
What else? He was in a few different movies. This guy, his last name is, I think it's just Cole. Gary Cole? I think that's his name, and he was in a few different movies.
Well, does Ken sound just like him to you?
He does. He kind of sounds like him, yeah.
I'll have to check that out then.
Have you guys ever seen that movie, Office Space?
I don't recall. Maybe.
Well, it's a good movie, so you got to see it.
I wonder if this guy's from Jersey.
Is that where you got my red stapler or something like that?
That's the one. It's a good movie.
Oh my God, that'll crack you up. That is a good movie.
What's the name of it again?
Office Space.
I'll have to check that out. It's recommended by you guys, huh?
Netflix. You'll probably find it on Netflix.
That's what I was thinking.
It's actually been on a lot lately.
Coleman.
I strolled across it
Gary
at least
Coleman.
2 or 3 times in the last couple of months.
Gary Coleman.
Hey, so has anybody been watching the basketball? Air Jordan, that series?
I'm Googling. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Michael Jordan, anybody been watching that series?
And
Nah, I
there's
don't
your
watch
answer.
TV.
It was a double. Say again, someone.
I do not watch TV.
Oh, well, there are some things on there that are worth watching, but most things are not.
You guys are talking about processors, and there was one, the Schlockwood. Have you guys ever seen this? I mean, the name sounds funny, but apparently it's the guy, one of the engineers that was involved in Avonics, and he did his own processor. It's about $400. Yep, Schlockwood, the Schlockwood 200.
I am very familiar with that.
And what is your impression of those?
Well, I don't have one, but it's a 3-band compressor limiter. It comes from a guy, basically the founder of Innovonics, who knows his stuff. So I'm not going to say anything negative about it, although he's not shipping them. I don't know why. It stopped several months ago. I think it stopped back in October or even earlier. He hasn't sent any out. But it does do a lot of stuff, and he's targeting the LPAM, low power AM crowd with it. So I would imagine, and it's gotten some very good reviews from the Part 15 crowd.
Yeah, I think he said something, I read somewhere it said in the spring, which is about now. So I wonder. They're $400 compared to, what, $891 for the 223?
Yeah, but that one doesn't have any bandwidth limiting on it.
Aha.
Well, I mean, and so it may not be of concern, but he's not targeting the AM broadcast. Well, he's not targeting the professional AM broadcast crowd. He's going for LPAM or the Part 15 crowd, and they don't really care about bandwidth.
I'm hip.
And there you have it, everybody. Welcome to Monday night, N1PCG.
I said, and then there was no one talking.
Hey, happy day Monday to all.
Hello, Rich.
Hello there, Mr. Angel.
WA1STH.
I was just listening to one of his voice clips. Yeah, a little bit. I sound like him.
You found him?
Yeah, he does have some similarities to my voice, absolutely.
What is the guy's name?
Gary Cole.
Ah, okay. I didn't have it completely screwed up. Yeah, well, if he was on your radio and then you were on there, I think that we'd have trouble figuring out who was who. It's kind of hard to judge when you're listening to someone that someone says sounds like you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's about 1 octave higher than I am, about just around that 1 octave.
Well, reach down and pinch something and you could duplicate him.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he does. I was listening to him. He does have some similarities in his voice. Anyway, cool stuff. Oh, again, we just finished up the, put the rest of the screens on the, whatever the heck that thing is out there. The screened in, whatever it is, gazebo. And we're done with that now, so I'm good for tonight. I'm not doing anything else.
No, let me see. Well, that's good. Fishing. My boat's almost ready. How you doing?
What kind of boat you got?
I've got a Grady White 192 tournament.
Excellent. Yeah, this, I have a the Maritime Skiff center console, 20-footer, and I love it. You know, it's nice and easy to put in the water myself.
Yeah, I got a aluminum boat that's used for being easy. This one stays on the mooring all the time. Ken, what's the deal with fishing down there? Anything going on? Oh, Ken must have went away for a minute.
Oh, okay, a few syllables. Good afternoon or good evening. From W1TAV.
Good evening, Mr. TAV. How are you?
Let me check. Okay.
Hey, the SD card crapped out on my Flex. I got a new one being sent to me.
Oh, they'll let you replace it on your own now?
Yeah, they will, and just the latest version of software protects the SD card, so you might want to upgrade.
Yeah, I had one little crap out. Actually, I had two crap outs a couple of months ago. And I got nervous because I had the flashing button of death. But managed to get it restored. But that's good information. I shall dig into that. So you're saying, I don't know what I'm on right now. So whatever the latest version is, that's up to me.
Yeah, I think it's 3.1.11 or 17. I just changed mine's dead in there now. I got the three blinking red lights. And, if you look at the release notes for the latest version they just released last week, it is to preserve the SD card. They did something that probably limits the number of reads or writes or some damn thing for it.
The one I bought in last October was 3.1.8, so maybe something came out after that.
Yep, there are already two. Well, I don't know what we did. The latest one came out a week or so ago, anyway. Consider upgrading.
Yep. Yep, I'll definitely look into it. Yay! Yeah. Okay. Make sure everybody's happy here. Just kind of spin the amplifier around and make sure it's okay.
So what I'm hearing in the Long Island Sound, or on the South Shore too, is that because there aren't a bunch of fishing boats out there, party boats, there's more fish. People are catching more fish.
Really? Well, that's a good thing. What are they catching?
Apparently stripers. I guess blackfish. Well, I haven't heard about blackfish, but I know it's in season right now by us. Fluke.
Well, stripers, I would believe they're halfway up to New Hampshire. They usually don't show up here until Memorial Day weekend. So, Ken, if you're back, what's the striper deal in your area?
Wow, that's early for stripers. I guess I haven't been paying attention.
Well, where he is they're probably just about on time, aren't they?
You know what? You're talking to the wrong person. I used to start getting into the fishing scene. My kids pushed me into it instead of just sitting on a boat and getting drunk.
Well, you can do both, you know.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, but if you didn't say it like it was a bad thing.
And you need to get one of those helmets that the beer cans sit in the helmet so that you can hold a fishing pole and the beer can drip into your mouth at the same time. They work good.
Yes, those things, they're excellent.
Yeah, my son's been out a couple times. KC2, CWM, he's been getting shorts, stripers here on the South Shore, but sometimes they don't leave. Like Connecticut River, you can get them in the winter.
Yeah, he's getting schoolies. I fish salt water for 20 years or so. I fish freshwater now. My boat stays up on Sebago Lake in Maine. That ocean now is scary to me. I used to take small boats out 30 miles when I was younger and more dumber than I am now.
Yeah, that's a way.
Yeah, that's tough, you know. Now, going out then when you don't have no sense, no feeling.
I took my 17-footer out there a number of times. The first time I did it was kind of interesting because I'm out there. It's nothing, can't see nothing. It's quiet as can be. You know, I'm with a friend of mine, and we're sitting there fishing, and next this whale surfaces about, I don't know, maybe 7,500 yards from the boat. And I looked at my friend and I said, "You suppose those damn things know there's boats up here?"
That's got to be pretty cool, though.
It is, but we used to go out. I used to use Loran at the time. There was no GPS. And boy, I'll tell you, when I think about it now, and the other times I've got caught out there in slightly bigger boats and in good shop, ocean don't interest me anymore.
Yeah, we had a guy that I used to take down to England. I was probably 16 years old at the time. We had off of the Sandwich Basin there at the end of the canal, the east side of the canal. We were probably about a mile out. The friggin' whale decided to rub itself on the underside of the 17-foot or 18-foot Starcraft. That was an adventure, you know. All of a sudden, he knew it was coming. He shut the motors off, saw the shadow. The boat kind of went cooked a little bit, and then the whale's tail came up and slapped the water, and it was all much too close. That's when we decided. Before the movie Jaws came out, that's when we decided A, we needed a bigger boat, and B, it was time to go to the other side of the canal.
So those damn things really don't care or know that you're there.
Well, actually, according to him at the time and a few others and stuff, they'll hear the props. They'll bump up against the shadows of the boats, and the convention at the time was you shut the screws down to keep them from that was part of the attraction to you from that was what was attracting them to you. Because I'm talking back in the 70s, so early 70s, so a lot of things have changed, but that was the conventional thought at the time.
Pretty damn scary, ain't it?
Was too. And like you said, when you're young, it was awe-striking, but fast forward 45 years later, it's like, oh boy, all the shoulda, wouldas, and couldas.
Yeah, is when something was bigger than your brains.
Yep.
I think they've been coming closer and closer. You know, we go out like maybe a mile out of the inlet here on the island, and you could start seeing them. It'll last like 3 years.
Are you guys seeing these on Long Island Sound?
Quite regularly out there in the mating season and everything. They're only 2-3 years.
So what do you think? They want to mate with you, Steve, or what?
Well, I don't know on that one. I think part of what was going on too, if I remember at the time, the schoolies were running around, so they were chasing fish.
Okay. Good evening, Chris.
Yeah, good evening. Well, I grew up on Long Island Sound out of Larchmont Harbor. I never saw a whale on Long Island Sound.
They are, believe it or not, they're not coming all the way down the sound, but there was a great white shark out as far like around Greenwich, Connecticut. There's seals now, and the water's getting a lot cleaner. They finally realized it's about freaking time that putting raw sewage into the Long Island Sound is not good for the water.
Yeah, I know. I grew up in Mamaroneck, and that's what the sewage treatment plant did. They dumped it. They had an outfall pipe out by Buoy 42, about a mile out of the mouth of the harbor, and they used to dump it out there. Yeah. My mother, who also grew up on the Sound, remembered seals, but she never saw a whale either. She remembered seeing seals when she was a kid in the 20s and 30s.
There's a lot more seals now. And there's some other, other stuff coming in. I don't know how far up the sound that the whales are coming, but the water's getting cleaner, and there's more of that stuff coming in.
Well, I remember by, the mid to late 60s, we got to the point that the house was right there on the water. That's all we did was fish and swim. We got to the point that when you couldn't see your hand, when your arm was up to the water to your elbow and you couldn't see your hand, at that point we decided to stop swimming there. It didn't really start again until the 80s, I guess, 90s.
Yeah, I think what Rich was saying was, because he lives on the South Shore, he goes out about a mile up and probably on the South Shore, and that's, yeah, you're going to be seeing, definitely going to be seeing whales out in the Atlantic, but I think there's probably more, maybe there's more of them now, who knows.
Yeah. I saw him on Nantucket Sound. We used to vacation in Falmouth, Mass. And we'd see him out there, but I just never saw one on the Sound. Anyway, W2JBO.
WA1STH.
N2YKX.
K2CWM.
Quick question, Andrew, were you on the 32V?
No, man, I got almost all the components. I put it back in the case, and I decided to not do any more mods till I get exactly everything I need, and then I'll pull it out of the case, and I'm gonna do it and then put it back in. And thanks for the help, man. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna do that soon, and then when I get that done, I was a little confused about the what you were saying about I think you were talking about the final tuning and the antenna loading when you were describing what to do to get it, so I can get about 12 watts out.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, now there's a bunch of people in here, but one thing I forgot to tell you, and I'll get off of this. I took the inverse feedback off the terminal strip on the back of the transmitter, and I buried the resistor and the cap underneath that metal cover for the terminal strip.
Aha! There you go. That's a good idea.
So that way I didn't have to hunt. I knew where it was there. I didn't have to hunt it down somewhere inside the rig.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. That really was helpful. It was driving me crazy. Because actually I was looking at the other one. Yeah, we can talk about it another time.
Yeah, I gotta jump out of here. You guys all have a good night. Nice conversations. 7-3s to all. WA1STH.
All right, 7-3, Steve. I was sitting here drinking beer and just listening to you guys for a half hour before I broke in.
7-3, man.
Well, nice of you to stop by. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, sometimes I just sit and listen and zone out.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Take care, Steve.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good evening. Good night, Steve. See you later.
Oh, hey, Ken, I'm coming for Carrie and you guys to Atco, man. I bought a brandy dandy new 750 Holly vacuum secondary and tricked it out with a secondary metering plate, 50cc accelerator pump, and the quick change secondary spring cap. Took that little 600 that I had on there. I bought that carburetor in 1978. Took that off, put the 750 on, and oh boy, big difference.
Oh yeah, you only had a little carburetor. 600 is just enough. That's not enough, actually. Yeah, I bet you that did wake it up. Good. Very good. Yeah, I'm waiting for my head gaskets. They were supposed to come today. I don't see them. So I'm behind another day. But, yeah, when you're ready, come on down and have some fun with us. Let me slam my engine back in. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get the head gaskets tomorrow. But should have it running by a weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm in no rush. They canceled my event at Lime Rock Park, but I think they're talking about rescheduling that to the end of this month. So for me to come down to you guys, it'll probably be, so it all depends on whether or not everything gets opened up. Probably late July, early August. Now I know it'll be hot and this and that, but that's probably the window that I'm looking at for coming down there. We'll see. Well, a little 600 I had on there was great. I had it all tricked out, and God, yeah, that's the carburetor off my first car. I bought that carb new in 1978, 77. All these years. It was all right. I mean, I could turn 6,000 RP. I could turn over that. It was well over $6,000, but yeah, I knew it was a restriction. And I just, well, I spent my stimulus check on the carb and some other stuff, and I'm glad I did. The new Holly is freaking gorgeous. It's all aluminum now. God, it weighs nothing.
Hey, there you go. Did you use that 850 I gave you?
I have. Yeah, it's manual secondaries, mechanical secondaries. I have used it. I was never able to get it dialed in right. That's a blower carburetor, and there's something funny with the power valve. The best I can tell, the power valve works ass backwards.
All right, I have an application for that. If you're not using it, I have a turbo setup we might use it on. So, if you're not using it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll bring it back to you. Mercruiser Black. It's nice. It's nice. I did have it on the car a few times. Yeah, if I come down, remind me. I'll bring it with me. No problem. You know, I got an automatic transmission and air conditioning, so mechanical secondaries doesn't exactly fit the bill.
Yeah, no problem. I got a big block. I want to do a turbo blow-through.
Yeah, I couldn't find too much information on that carb, other than it's Mercruiser, but I couldn't find out a whole lot. It is a blower carburetor, and apparently because of the ass backwards manifold vacuum, a blown application, the power valve circuit, and some of the circuits work opposite to what they expect, so it didn't run right on a normally aspirated engine.
Yeah, I don't know. I had it sitting there. It's a brand new carburetor as far as I know. I think it was brand new. I had 2 brand new ones. Oh, where the hell the other one go? But, yeah, if you're not using it, that'd be great. Good. Glad you got it running right.
Oh, it's been running right for a long time. It just keeps getting better.
Yes, getting better is good. Another station in there? Just doubled?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes. Oh, Chris, by the way, you're like 50 over. I'm in East Islip, you're in, I don't know where. But anyway, Richie, KC2 CWM. But I was just wondering, maybe possibly the metering block on the Harley is the only, what would be changed on that carb to get it to do what you want it? You know, if the only change they made was in the metering block, they nicely do them.
Oh yeah, and the engine is definitely capable of. It could use 850 CFM, but I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, it would be just the primary metering clock. Change that. If I could find more information on it, that'd help. But Ken gave it to me, and loan it to me. Whatever he needs it, I'll loan it back to him. That's what racers do.
Oh, I gave it to you. I just figure if you weren't using it, you could gift it back.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I don't know. The air bleeds might be different on that all the time. There might be a lot of difference. Your air bleeds, everything's on the top. That could be a little different. So don't forget to blow through.
They always did a good job.
Yeah, it could be quite a bit different in the main body also, so. I figured you didn't have anything else. I figured maybe that would work out for you. Oh, biggie.
Actually, I have quite a collection here. I have a 3310, a vintage 3310 I was going to put on the car that my brother gave me. Then I found out it was the original equipment carb for a single 4-barrel Hemi Roadrunner or Hemi Cuda. It's a rare, OEM, factory installed 3310 for a, Chrysler Hemi. There's some Hemi owner probably out there looking for that thing who'd give a nut for it. So, because of that, I didn't molest it. I didn't put it on the car.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, what do you really need? I mean, you got, did you put a set of tubes on it? You got to put a set of headers on it, right? Did you do that?
Oh, Jesus, you don't know? I'll have to send, well, I guess Kerry does your email or what have you. She responds to email. 2 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, Hedman 1 3/4 tube, long tube headers, 2.5 inch with a crossover pipe to a set of welded thrush race mufflers and 2.5 inch. This is 2.5 inch ID out under the rear bumper. It sounds nasty.
Yeah, it should. That's good. Long tubes. Yeah, because I think I gave you a set of headers. I wasn't sure if they fit or not. I didn't even know what the hell they were off of. But good. You got a good set of headers on. So I was wondering if you ever open that thing up and put some decent flow with it in the exhaust. That's good.
Oh, the car is sick. Are you kidding? My God. Last summer I got a new Eaton Posse with carbon fiber clutch packs. I've got 308s in it right now because I'm a highway driver. And the way it stands now, even before a couple days ago, even before I put the 850 on it, I have a new TCI Turbo 350 and a 2000 stall converter, which is as high a stall as I can go to for road racing. Foot off the brake, idling, punch it. It'll light both of them up in a straight line as far as I want to go.
You use the TCI trans here? Not bad. They're okay. Sweet. Very good. What are you going to say? Yeah, I guess 2,000 stalls is all you need. You don't need to flash the converter any harder. So that's good for you. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the camshaft's not that big, but it's got a little bump to it, so it probably sounds good to those 2.5s.
Oh, it sounds great. I'll have to send you a link to the video. The thing is, the engine breathes so well that the little cam, and Crane told me that's what was going to happen. They helped me pick out that cam. They said, the engine breathes that well. You'll keep making power all the way up. I make horsepower well over $6,000 with that thing. It's not freewheeling, it's pulling.
Yeah, well, don't forget, I used the Plasma Molly Speed Pros rings in that with the 16s, 3/16s, I think they were. I think those were those are 2256 slugs in that thing. Which is good for you. You're not turning at 8,000, so you don't have to worry about that. And what else? Well, it's hydraulic, so you shouldn't have a problem with making power up to 6,000. Yeah, with that. But I can't remember. Are those the heads? Are those the heads that I did the porting? I don't remember. I think they are.
You could stick 5 fingers in the intake ports.
All right, those were the ones I did. Yeah, those are 492. Those are 492s. They should probably flow. They were 170 out of the box. They should probably flow 210. I'm guessing around 200, maybe a little over, maybe 210. Which is good for you because it's going to retain a lot of the bottom end power. So yeah, I think it should make horsepower up in the 7,000 range, 6,800.
That's as high as I've gone with it. It's still 6,800 and climbing on the tack, to lag, so it's probably $7,000. I generally keep it under 6, 5,800, 6,000, like that. And that's a nice usable range for it. And the valves are, the valves are 195, 205. We had the engine out of the car last summer. It's either the, God, we're hogging it here. I'm going to get out of here in a second, but either the seals, the valve seals, or the guides are gone. I think the guides might be gone because the valve stems, when we had the motor out of the car and we were looking at it and the intake was off and all that, there's a lot of oil coming down the valve stems.
Well, buddy, don't forget she's had some time on her, That engine's been around forever. That was an Old Faithful. It's been a great little engine, so I'm good with that one. But everything's gonna wear out after a while, especially. We were working it. I mean, I remember the night I smacked that thing on a 150 shot, and Richie's Regal, and came out both front wheels in the air, and I shifted that thing. While we had the other cam in it, I shifted that thing 7,500 all the way down. That thing ripped, man. For a little 350, I mean, really 355. Well, that's a good little engine, but you got to remember, they will wear after a while. You'll have to, check the guides, redo the heads, whatever. But it's all part of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not complaining, believe me. Probably over the winter, the end of the season, I'll get the heads done. I'll get the guides and the seals done. Everything else is fine. There's no wear on the cam. I haven't touched the valves in 2 years. The cylinder walls are perfect. It uses oil because of the guides, but and I think I've lost some compression because of the guides. But my God, it's so strong. So, I can't complain. I'll get the heads done when time and money permit. Ken, I'm going to yank out here. We probably got 10 people sitting on their hands out in the background.
All right, Chris. Yeah, I didn't know how many people are here. Sorry about that. But those are 2055 160 on those valves. I remember that. So there you go. All right, Chris. See you later. Talk to you soon. W2JVL, KC2UDZ.
Yeah, 7-3. Andrew, Steve signed, Rich in Islip. Clark is out there somewhere. It's W2JBL.
See you later, man.
Yeah, again, great signal, Chris. I couldn't get over that. Like 40, 50 over. I thought my radio was broken for 2 years until you gave me that signal again. I said, okay, I guess my receive never changed. It's all good. But it was good conversation. I love listening to the motorheads. Yeah, buddy. I wish I could. I just got too many hobbies. Can't do them all. But I wouldn't mind spending some money and building one up again myself.
I'll do it.
Well, when I got to the car I got into, I was getting back into it. At least with a vintage car. What? 2010 I got that car. 2011 I bought that car. And it was nice to get back into it because I had a place to put it. But I still had other cars. But yeah, I love it. Vintage and Holly carburetor. Well, good night, W2JBL. Everyone's real loud up here too.
I got your next upgrade for you too. I'll see you later.
So, do they still make those the glass packs? Because I remember, it's been since the early '80s since I had any decent cars. We used to get the Thrush glass packs. Do they still make those things?
Absolutely. Yep. I was thinking of. I don't want to make.
Oh yeah, sure. Thrush, Cherry Bombs.
63 Galaxy, with all 289, but it needed exhaust because it was going bad. So I was tempted to do glass packs, but I said, this thing is stock. It's totally stock, and I'm like, well, I don't really need that up, but they do sound good. And I bought a system that was pretty much, totally stock. So I said, you know what, I'll leave that in there for a little while. When I change the motor, if I ever do, because it's still in my head, then I'll worry about sound. But yes, they have not only Thrush. There's you got Schmitty's. Schmitty is a very Schmitty mufflers. It's a little better quality than Thrush glass packs, but they have those, and it's just tons. There's tons out there. But yes, you gotta love them. The Cherry Bomb.
Yes, we just put a Cherry Bomb on my son's 1970 Dodge pickup with a 318 in it. Sounds great.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love them, man. It's funny because when my wife and I grew up in in the same town, And I mean, I'm at least, easily, like 3 or 4 miles away. But she used to, joke that when I started my car up to go pick her up, and this thing I drove on the street was a 70 Rally Sport, with a roll cage, no, racing seatbelts, no windshield wipers. The dashboard was pretty much a piece of diamond plate and a bunch of switches, electric fuel pump, and just a lot of fun. And when I'd start that thing up, she was like, she would say she knew I was coming, but obviously she couldn't hear it that far. But man, that thing was freaking loud. And I had, but I saved from that car was the T-grip with the line lock button on it, and actually had it in my junk box forever. And I ended up putting it on a panhead. The hand, because I would, shift with my hand and the foot clutch on a pan, and so I ended up using it on that. Not that the button helped at all, but it just looked cool.
Oh yes, the old T-handles. Yeah, they're all, well, I mean, my Cheetah, all the shifters are a lot different now. I mean, unless you use a Hearst than yours, I'm not sure. You might have, but there's some cool stuff out there now. I'm using a SDS Cheetah, which is a very nice for an automatic. I run an automatic in my car. But that is a beautiful shifter. It's a gated shifter. It looks beautiful, especially if you've got a lot of stuff going on in the car, and all you got to do is just touch it. You just touch it and it shifts gear. So, very nice stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure if I had it. The gates. Those are, the shifters. It's been many years, but I remember, once you start getting into it, man, it's a slippery slope. But all the different stuff you can do, and the things you have to do, like making sure you have the transmission blanket, I think they called it, and the loop for the drive, the drive shafts, and all kinds of stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I have a ladder bar car. That's all done. All the suspension's done underneath. It's all good for 150 plus spec for the track. So, and Kerry's car also, my wife's car, KC2 UFU's car. That's all spec too. That's all done professionally. Obviously, I wasn't when we got her drive a car. With that much horsepower, it doesn't have all the safe amenities for safety. So she's got everything she needs to keep her safe. So safety's a big thing with me. I gotta make sure everybody's safe in the car. Although bad crashes happen, but knock wood, you protect yourself the best you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But there were other things. Just trying to think of all the. It's too many years now, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And what I did was, I drove that thing on the street. It was a daily driver, the one I was talking about, the Camaro, and I just used, the Rain-X on the windshield, and it worked good enough.
Yeah, Rain-X. I like Rain-X. What year was the Camaro again? I think it was a station they were trying to break in also. Probably a sideband station, possibly. We're on AM amplitude modulation. What year was the Camaro again?
70.
Oh, split bumper.
Yep. Man, well, actually, before I had that, I had a 70 SS 454, and I wish I still had that car right now. I just can't believe it's gone. That thing, I just didn't know what I had when I bought it. I bought it in 1984, and it was absolutely pristine. The license plate actually had 1984 on it, which was pretty lucky, because I don't even think they had that many plates back then. But what a car! Oh my God! But I did the right thing. I actually sold it, instead of starting to rip it apart and make it into a track car, because that's really what I wanted. So that's that's when I ended up with the Camaro. But that car, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of them. It's a shame. We should have left them all alone, but we tore them up. And that happens. There's a station in there, a 4 station. This frequency is in use. Are you hearing us? I think he has an issue because he's been trying all night. I think he's had a receiver problem or something. But he's outside now and he keeps calling CQ. I don't know.
Yep. So, Rich, what the hell's going on?
Much working. I think I wound up with a total of a week, 2 weeks off. Before they threw me back into the fire. But unemployment, like I said, I think I spoke to you since then. But unemployment wasn't all that bad. I was like, I'll stay home. But here I am. I'm back into the grind for second week and third week. Jeez, I don't know. But it is what it is, and I'm getting the boat ready. We're allowed to put the boats in. The marinas are open. I'm pretty much ready. I'm all cleaned up. I gotta put some gas in it. I gotta run it because I really haven't run it. Get the antifreeze out of it, and but there's always something. This is fine. I can leave it in the backyard all summer and work on it. But for the most part, I'm ready.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I had the boat out twice already. Not for that long, but we went out Easter, and then we went out at this Saturday, but the Saturday before. This Saturday would have been better. We were close to Pennsylvania, and so yep. I'm getting ready, man. I'm ready to go fishing, and I'm gonna meet up with you on the South Shore one of these days in the not too distant future.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. You could go out right to Hector. And from Hector, it's another 10 minutes. Right across the bay, straight across where we hang out. We have a ball, man. We barbecue. We tie it up, or there's, my other neighbor up the street has a house on West Island, so we use his town. It's the dock for that island. It's not so pretty, but you're able to dock up against pretty rustic dock. And then we hang out there, or we'll just go on the hook and tie up everybody together to the point where you can still jump out and get into the water up to your waist, and walk around. So yeah, we have a ball. It's really I love it.
Oh yeah, yep. Gotta love it. Man, gotta love it. But anyway, I gotta run, get out of here. Gotta get out of here. So it was good talking to you guys. And hope to catch up with you another time, like tomorrow or whatever. Anyway, I'll say 73 to you guys. This is N2 YKX. I'm gonna listen on out.
All right, have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I gotta do the same. Got another big work day tomorrow. It is what it is. But all right, take care, guys. KC2 CWM. We'll be off and clear, and keep it rolling.
All right, you have a good night. I'll be I think I'm the last soldier here, so I'll be listening. KC2UDZ.
73.
I'd go upstairs for 2 seconds and come back and the sidebanders take over. I guess everybody left then. Alrighty, see yous.
Well, I was just going to call CQ and then you popped up there. Nice to meet you.
Hello, radio. What happened? Where'd everybody go? Guess everybody left. See you guys. Catch you tomorrow. W3MMR.
Hello?
What happened? I'll go upstairs for 2 seconds and come back down and like there's a sideband key, so.
I don't know where everybody went. I was dozing off there, Perry.
Located in Batesville, Alabama. About 35, 40
I heard
miles.
Yeah, I just heard Clark in there too. Alright, well I'm gonna get out of here. I'm over here. I've been working on the Henry. Struggling to take the outer cabinet off and get down to the RF deck, and boy, what a pain in the ass that was, but figured since the amplifier's down at the moment, waiting on a fuse, I might as well take the thing apart and go through it and make sure everything's tight and, you know, make sure the transformer taps are in the correct position and all that kind of stuff there. So we'll catch up with you guys later on. I'm going to start shutting this stuff down because I got to go back to work tomorrow. And I'm not off again until Sunday, so we'll catch up with you guys later. It's been fun. W3MMR.
Well, that must be nice getting back to work.
Well, yeah, I'm very fortunate, to say the least, to be working this whole time, so 3 days off pales in comparison to, like, my mother who's been off for 2 months, so. Yep, hopefully this stuff gets back to normal soon. See ya!
What kind of work does she do?
She owns a cleaning business, like residential and commercial cleaning, and does like schools and churches and or her like big items there. So, and then she bartends a couple days a week during the day too. So she's taking a hard hit. I think we doubled there, Brian. Yeah, she, like I said, she got the cleaning business and then she bartends during the week, daytime during the week too. So she's taking a big hit.
Yeah, I bet. Alrighty, well, you said you wanted to go, so I won't hold you. Some traffic's picking up down here anyway, so see you later, Perry.
Alright, man, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta start shutting this stuff down. Winding down, take a shower, and all that good stuff there, so. We'll catch up with you folks tomorrow. W3MMI. See you, Clark and Brian.
Alright, Perry, have a great evening, and one BCG.
See you, buddy.
So, Brian, what I was saying is the tuning coil is below the lower capacity hat, so that it doesn't take up any of the 3 meters of the radiator. You know, if you look at the Isotron antenna, they've got the loading coil within that, and that's a waste because, well, you only have 3 meters you've got for radiating. Everything else that doesn't radiate should be somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. I'm calling you back, Clark. The band's starting to go away here. Are you still hearing me?
All right, I'll catch you on the quarter meter repeater.
KB3WF.
I'm enjoying my...
HF has been horrible too. It's been crappy during the day and crappy at night. By the time I get home to play radio, it's way long. I can't hear any of the local guys.
KHDOD.
Out of the woodwork. Go ahead, Barry.
What up?
We got Greg and Andy and Mike in here.
I heard Greg and Mike. Barry, how are you? Good to hear you. It's been a while. Oh, Michael, how you doing, bud? Yeah, it has been a while. I could not be better. Except for the fact that my wife is tired of my company, I have to agree with you.
Yeah, somebody's up there tuning up on us.
So what did I miss?
Yeah, Andy gave out the winning lottery tickets for tomorrow.
Well, then I won't bother buying any. A bunch of keying up, tuning up. That's what you missed, Barry. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I can hear him.
Gee, I think you're trying to send Morse code now.
Heck, for all I know, that's what they're doing.
So what, now that I can hear you there, Greg, what kind of amp were you running? An expert amp? Really? Oh, maybe somebody wants to join in the conversation here.
By KLB. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. Special event station. Anybody, anywhere. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. 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 Anybody, anywhere. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB.
K2 Hotel WA2EPI.
WA2EPI. Kilo 2 Hotel / KLB. You're 59, Albany County, New York.
Roger, you're 59 in New Jersey. Keep the good work going.
Okay, the name here is Bruce. What's yours?
Name here is Sam. Sierra Alpha Mike, Bruce. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you stopping by. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /ALB.
Okay, just for your reference, Bruce, you're in between the AM portion of the band here, between 75 and 85, so you're gonna, you usually at nighttime the boys are on those two frequencies, so you might get a little backlash from there. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I didn't hear anything either side. It's hard to find an open spot.
Yeah, just to give you a little update, every night they come on, so, nobody's here, so enjoy, but just, probably be tough later once they start keying up. All right, have a good one. K2H, WA2EPI, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to probably stop at 9 o'clock anyway. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /ALB. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /ALB. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /ALB.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Papa Mexico Charlie.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Papa Mexico Charlie. You're about a 5'7" here in Albany County, New York. Name's Bruce.
QSL, name is Rick, and I'm down in Ocean County, New Jersey, right now in Brick, which is right on the ocean. Over.
Real fine there, Rick. Real fine there. Got a nice signal, nice night. Hopefully, a little chilly here. About 20 or more degrees cooler than last night.
Get on for a little while. My wife got a phone call from a friend, so she's going to be talking to her for a little while. I generally don't get on during the week, but figured I'd give it a shot, and just hanging around on 80 and 40, not doing anything DX-wise or anything like that. Over.
Real fine there. Well, got a nice signal, and glad you stopped by. Appreciate it.
I got the Kilo 2 Hotel, but I missed the rest of it. Over.
Okay, it's Kilo 2 Hotel /Alpha Lima Bravo. It's for Albany County, New York. For the month of May, New York stations, a bunch of special event stations on honoring all the heroes working with to support and get rid of that terrible COVID-19. So there's it's even possible to have multiple stations with the same exact call on at the same time on the same band. It's crazy, but it's fun.
Okay, well, yeah, it's kind of getting hard here. Some of my wife's relatives got hit, and some of the neighbors got hit, and one of the guys from our club actually died from it, so it's really pretty serious down in this area. But we have some of the guys from our club have a special event for Hypertension Day. They're on the air right now on, I know, 80 and 40. So I think I'm going to take a look and see if I can find them. So anyway, have a great time, good luck, and thanks for raising the awareness. K2H/ALB, WB2PMC, over.
Okay, 73, and good luck, and hope you find your other station. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /ALB. 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 This is Special Event Station Kilo 2 Hotel /Alpha Lima Bravo. This is Kilo 2 Hotel /Alpha Lima Bravo. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / ALB. 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 This is the last call for the evening. Kilo 2 Hotel / ALB Special Event Station. WA2. Hello. QCQ, WA2 AID. Whiskey Alpha 2 Juliet India Delta. Calling CQ on AM phone. WA2 KID. Calling CQ, standing by. WA3 Whiskey November Tango. Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet India Delta, calling CQ. WA2 calling CQ on AM phone. Whiskey Alpha 2, Juliet India Delta, CQ on 3880. WA2 JID calling CQ and standing by.
Is this frequency in use? Is anybody using this frequency? Hearing nothing, I shall commence with my CQ call. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. 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 3875 AM phone from Whiskey Zulu 8 Juliet. WZ8J. CQ75. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ75. From WZ8J. Whiskey Zulu 8 Japan. Lots of static crashes out there. It sounds like summer. This is Whiskey Zulu 8 Juliet, WZ8J. Calling CQ AM phone. Hello, CQ AM phone. From Whiskey Zanzibar 8 Japan. WZ8J calling CQ. Hello, CQ75. Hello, CQ75 8 phone. From Whiskey Zulu 8 Juliet. WZ8J.
TV3 already here on 3880.
CQ, hello, CQ. Hello, CQ, hello, CQ75. Hello, CQ75. Here is Whiskey Zulu 8 Juliet 3 Oscar Hotel. WZ8J. Whiskey Zanzibar 8 Japan. Calling CQ AM.
Stand by. Top of the evening to you. This is KB3 RDC here on 3885. 1 a.m. Anyway.
I'm on the trigger there. I gotta switch over to receive. Go ahead again, station out.
I'm copying you well. Actually, I need to change something. I'll give you a signal report on your next go-around.
Yeah, very good. What's your call there?
Alpha 2 Z.
It's Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel. The name is David.
Here. Thanks for returning the call. Appreciate it. Name is Kevin. Kilo Echo Victor India November.
Fading in and out there. I'm probably getting on my signal too. Running about 100 watts of carrier here. Running a Johnson Viking 2.
ZW. Whiskey Zulu 8 Juliet.
300. So going into a dive hole, it's up about 40 feet. So, anyway. I do apologize, I didn't get your call there. I'm located in Reimersburg, Pennsylvania. The name here is Port Charlie Alpha Radio Lester.
WZ8J. A lot of static crashes.
I get my call is Kilowatt Bravo 3 Radio Delta Tango.
9. Audio's
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, the band is a little noisy. You're coming in at 30 plus over into Maryland. Mike Delta.
Running.
My call sign again is Whiskey 3 Hotel. Name is David. And I'm just on a Yaesu FTDX 3000. So I'm not putting out a very high fidelity transmission, but I am
jump into QSOs and
probably 180 watt carrier and
along the way.
Joins about 900 watts at the moment.
Yeah, very good down there in Maryland. tuning in the car. Like I said, I got some static crashes and fading in and out, and kind of, the way the band is, it gets mumbled up every once in a while. I think you said your name is David. Very good. Are you copying me okay? Like I said, it's not you, it's not your radio, it's the band. Well, I'm not copying you too well. It's like I said, the band going up and down, and you're in and out, and there's a little bit of selective, I call it propagation connection there, where your voice gets all garbled up. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to you from KB3RDT.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the static crashes and the band noise. I'm probably receiving you a little bit better because got a little bit better fidelity there on your system. But yeah, the band is the noise it's been in the last probably 3-4 nights. And I don't know. Usually get all right. I guess we're kind of close, Maryland and PA. But yeah, unfortunately, it's the best I can do at the moment.
You're 40 over here, Dave. KC2UFU.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Dave. Yeah, that's what I tell you. You're 40 over here. You're slamming the needle.
Okay, we have Carl, KB3RDT, from Pennsylvania on as well.
Good evening, Carl. And Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Foxtrot Uniform. Name here's Carrie. Kilo Echo Romeo India.
Good evening. I was just sitting here listening to you guys. I'm trying to copy. I'm not hearing very well right now. The band just not in our favor. I got a little static. I don't know if you guys got so much static or not, but I got about 8 static crashes. And the other station there, I think his name is David. I didn't get your name or your call. But you both about S9, a little bit over S9 between there. And you guys copy me okay though? Okay, I'm running, like I said, I'm just running the Johnson Viking 2 here. It's KB3RDT.
KB3RDT. Yeah, I copy you fine, Carl. You're about 20 over S9 here into New Jersey. Carl down is Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Foxtrot Uniform.
Alright, see, I heard you better that time, Carrie. I didn't even know who you were the first time. Yeah, I broke in with you guys there on the ladies out there on Friday. I think it was Friday. Or was it Saturday? It's Saturday. It was Saturday. And I was trying out this new microphone. You know, that's the first transmission. I didn't even recognize who you were. That's how much noise and how the band was just not being in my favor there. So, but that last transmission I heard your voice better. Yeah, I recognized who you were. Like I said, it's not really, the band is really not that great. This is KB3RDT.
Yeah, very good, Carl. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some with the band. Not much you can do. What's going on in your neck of the woods there, Dave?
Oh, just playing around the radio. Carrie, you're 40 over. You're coming in great, actually. Actually, as soon as you transmit, you're blowing out all the static crashes and noise, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know, I was just playing around radio stuff, reading up on that Flex 6400, and I did get an email from Flex. So you might not have heard the news the other day. I broke down and I'm gonna get I got the Flex 6400. Should be in the mail today, and that will be my new AM rig.
Nice. Karen will sound great on that.
Yeah, the ladies' night just helped me get a new radio.
See that? So I can hear Karen better. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm blaming it all on Brian, though, by the way.
Well, I blame a lot of stuff on Brian. Usually if you blame him for stuff, he shows up on the, usually shows up on the radio, you know? Just keep blaming him for stuff. I blame him when I don't get enough sleep, because I say he keeps me up at night, you know. But it's not him, of course. How are you hearing us now, Carl? Is it getting any better for you? It's Casey to you, love you. Yeah, Carl gave up.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it must be really bad where he is. He said he was having a really hard time hearing me, and yeah, I mean, I'm hearing you clear as day. It sounds like you're hearing me all right. So it must maybe just the atmosphere over PA at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, you're moving like, I mean, you're 40 over and you're 20 over, so that's a 20 dB change depending on transmission. I mean, obviously I still hear you perfectly at 20 over, but that's quite a, you know, moving around quite a bit. I have quite a bit of static, but I'm not having any problem hearing you whatsoever. I mean, when you unkey, it's there, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I can hear a little bit of the static when you transmit, but your signal's coming through so well, it's not bothering me.
Well, that's good. So, what's it going to be, about 4 weeks before you see that bad boy?
Nah, believe it or not, yesterday when I was on the air, I thought it was going to be. They said about a 2-week lead time, but I got an email today, and it had the shipping label. So I guess it's going. I think it went out the door today. So hopefully by Thursday or Friday.
Wow. Because I know when Bobby ordered his, well, he did it online, so it sometimes makes a difference. Did you call or did you order it online?
No, I did it online. I actually did it Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, and Brian, I sent Brian an email. My first email said, you know what, Brian, I don't know. I'm having a hard time finding the 5,000. Maybe I'll look at the 6,400, and then I sent him an email about 10 minutes later. I said, never mind, done deal. I bought the 6,400. And then he didn't see either of my emails and called me about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and said, you know what I did, Dave? I pulled out the FT101E, spent the whole afternoon reacquainting myself with it so I could show you how to use it. He was going to let me borrow that rig for a little while. So I had to tell him, I said, oh, no, Brian, I feel so bad. You got to check out my emails.
For once, he's not checking his email. He's always yelling at me about that. I'm terrible with my email. I'm trying to get better, though, because, you know, with this whole thing kind of taking off a little bit, and with me being on the air more, just in general, I've been getting quite a few emails here and there, so I'm trying to be better about it. It's just that, you know, I'm just like, I'm sure a lot of people are this way. You have more than one email. Well, I have my work email, and then I have my personal email, which I've had forever, like since the beginning of the internet. So that one, you know, gets all clouded up with, that's where I send all the junk, you know, if I don't really want, you know, to deal with all the spam that comes with it, it goes to that one. And then they go and make you sign up for a Microsoft account, then you have to get like a Microsoft Live or a Gmail, so I got one of those for my phone and everything else. And then for QRZ I have one. So, like, I get so confused. What did I check? What didn't I check? I don't know.
Oh, I hear you. It's hard to keep up, you know, especially if you get a lot of work emails. And I only check one personal email, really. If I'm getting emails to the other ones, I don't even know it. so I guess ignorance is bliss. And I just checked. It said I got an origin scan from Round Rock, Texas at 5:21 p.m. So I think it's in UPS's hands now.
Nice. It's getting loaded on a plane. Headed your way. Yeah, it's nice. My friend Chris, the one who stopped, but I was talking to him, I think right as we were finishing up or whatever, or it might have been right after we finished up the ladies' night. I'm not sure. He was in there towards the end. You know, he was on, like, he had real crappy audio and everything because he was loading. He just bought the Flex 6400, and I guess there's a lot of uploading. There's a lot of updates and software stuff we have to do or whatever, you know, to get the rig up and running. So that's why he was on whatever he was on, because he, you know, he was only using some little radio or whatever while he was waiting to get his 6400 up and running. He's a real super nice guy, KB3KRJ. I hadn't talked to him in a really, really long time. I was glad to hear him and his wife pop in. And I think he was one of the first people I knew that was running a Flex. He had the Flex 5000. That's what I have. And compared to what I had before, I mean, I love this thing. I mean, it's a little, it reminds me of like something out of Minecraft. It's just this mysterious little box that just does stuff.
I didn't man you guys. I'm still here. KB3RDT. I'm switching from the NT300 to the FDR Plus.
I'm sorry, what was that, Carl? We looked for you before, but we didn't know where you went.
Carl, did you copy Carrie?
No, I was plugging my ears in my earbuds in my ears, so I didn't. I turned the receiver down, the NT300 down, and I was plugging my ears in. I had the SDR play muted, so I couldn't hear anything. I do apologize about that. Go ahead there, Kerry. I'm listening now. KB3RDT.
Oh, very good, Carl. Yeah, we were looking for you before you kind of just disappeared, so we didn't know what happened to you. Glad you're back.
Yeah, I went upstairs to grab the SDR to see if I can hear you guys better on that instead of the NT300. For some reason, the NT300 on mine, it's modified. It don't have the high frequency roll-off as the SDR play does.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. I always just use the SDR. It works for me. So, anyway, that's pretty awesome, Dave. I'm glad I could help the cause.
Yeah, you did great Saturday. That was fun. Yeah, very nice job. Came off very, I don't know, good word, maybe professional. I don't know. It seemed like you were pretty natural at it. So, and like I said, I know Karen had a good time, and yeah, I was hoping to find a Flex 5000. I know that's what Brian said quite a few of you all were using. I just got a little impatient. I had been looking for a couple of days. I know that's not a lot, but you know, I figured, I don't know, might as well go with the newer model, I guess, and you don't have to worry about driving somewhere to pick something up and you know, have to worry about what somebody else is doing with the thing. So it was a little bit of a hard sell to Karen, but she eventually gave in, I suppose.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I had to make out to I told you it was pointless. No. And what am I supposed to do? Blow on it? What kind of help am I? I tried for like an hour to get our fire pit going. But it's like a big barrel, and first of all, I'm too short, so I have to use like a poking stick or whatever, trying to get everything where I want it to be. Oh man! And I got it going, and then it just went out. I give it. You are not allowed to use gasoline. Correct.
So that's pretty cool. So you operating remotely?
Oh no, I'm in the shack now. I was trying to get the fire pit going for an hour, and I gave up and came in here.
Oh, copy. Yeah. I thought maybe you were out somehow outside talking on 80 meter AM remotely.
Well, you can do that with the flexes. It's actually really not that hard, according to Ken. We never set ours up yet, but we can do that. Usually, though, if I'm out by the fire or whatever, and like if I'm talking to Brian or somebody or whatever, we just get on the Echo link on the repeater. It's just, we just talk on the phone, but through Echo link.
What you guys
haven't had it installed in a while.
Yeah. You hearing us any better, Carl?
I stepped on them. I didn't mean to. I just wonder what kind of transmitters you guys are running there.
I am running a Flex 5000A as an exciter receiver for my Class E transmitter with a Class H modulator. And Dave is, I don't know, it's some kind of race box, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Yaesu FTDX 3000.
No, I feel like I'm out of place here. I'm running an old 1950 Johnson.
Ah, you're never out of place. Everybody can run whatever they want. There's no rules in AM.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Carl. I don't know that your old school rig is sounding a lot better than this new school rice box.
I'm not even sure what this actually sounds like being transmitted. I'm not sure if it has nice bass or low end, or if it has enough high. I don't know. I don't even know what the bandwidth this thing has. I just modified it and used it in my motor just for a little bit in the dummy load, and I said that's the way I like it. And then I stopped. Before it was sounded kind of like soft. I didn't like it. It just sounded nasal and tinny, and I didn't like it, so I modified it. And then I got where I liked it. I did some negative feedback and put a new driver transformer in this thing. And finally I got it where I liked it, and then I said, that's good enough. And I left the tubes in there somebody put in there. They took out the 6AU6s and put for a speed amp, they put a 12X7 and a 12B. It's pretty much like a DX100, except it's a Johnson.
Well, I mean, it sounds good to me, Carl. There's not too much high end in it. I mean, it sounds very, what's the word? Sounds natural. You know what I mean? You can hear the bass in it. There's definitely some bass in your voice, and I mean, it sounds good here.
Yeah, I would agree. Carl, you're about close to 10 kilowatts wide. Kilohertz wide.
Hold some of it off. Let me put it back on flat. No, where's flat? That's where it's supposed to be. That's not rolling in. That's not adding any. That's on the low end. I don't know if you noticed the difference or not. KB3 RDC.
Yeah, I think we doubled for a second, call. You sound good here. You're about 8 or 9 kilohertz wide.
Yeah, like I said, I just added the bass back in there. I wrote them off the other night because somebody said it sounded like it had too much low end in it. This microphone, the microphone I was using before, it only rolled off to about 90 hertz. This one rolled down to 50 hertz. This is a Shure 55 SH. It's a legendary Elvis Presley microphone here. And like I said, I just rolled it back up. It's on flat right now for the low frequency response. I had it rolled off about 6 dB. I don't know if that made a difference to you, Terry, or not. Frequency hard to say. Yeah, I knew how far it was, Dave. I knew it was about 8 kilohertz, but I didn't know, I didn't know how much presence sound it had. Well, I didn't know how much. The other mic, it didn't seem like it had enough presence. And that's why I got this short.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I'm no expert, but I would tell you if it was like, not sounding good.
At least it ain't distorted.
Exactly, it's not distorted. You have enough audio and you have enough space. It's not tinny. When it's tinny like that, that just goes through me. Sometimes when people are operating the like the procoms and stuff like that or whatever, and they switch over and they don't have themselves dialed in, they're on sideband and they come to AM or whatever. Oof. Oof. So I guess I know what you're going to be doing for the next couple of days, I think.
Yeah, I have a little bit of reading to do, figure it out. I have to figure out how I'm going to have these two radios hooked up to the steam amplifier and not blow anything up. I don't know, I may just manually move wires around for a little bit so I get used to it. Kind of wondering how often I'm going to use the FTDX 3000 after I get the other radio in here. That'll be interesting to see. I do like playing around with the SDR Uno and the SDR Play. So hopefully the move over will be pretty natural.
K1 KBW.
Hi, Bob. Yeah, once you start playing with that Flex, Dave, you're not going to play with anything else. I'm sorry. Right, Bob?
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, how you doing, Carrie? Yep. Yeah, Flex is where it's at. That's, I got the 5000 here, and I got two of them. I got one upstairs in my upstairs station, too. Great radios. And, anyway, I just got in here. Doing some honeydews. Well, actually, they're hubby-dews, because, I replaced my toilet down here in my shack. So that's what I've been doing. I just got done with it, so. Oh, man. Getting too old for this stuff, Carrie.
Got a new command center. Nice.
Yep. A new command center. Yep. And no leaks. Yep. And, yeah. Yeah, the old one was, when I went to flush it today, I had to flush it 30 times before it cleared itself out, and I go, that ain't no good. And before that, it's maybe 2 or 3 times, but after today, I said, that's it. Went down to Lowe's and picked it up. So it was only, what was it, like $99, I think, for a toilet. Not expensive, and but it's quite a job. You got to take the old one out. Of course, they're heavy. And well, anyway, so that's enough of that. I got that done. K1 KBW.
Yeah, very good. KC2UFU.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel. Good evening, Bob. I'm gonna jump upstairs real quick and refill my glass. I'll be back in a few.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You got to fill it up because it's low tide.
And we also have Carl in here. I didn't write down your call sign, Carl. I know it, but I didn't write it down.
No problem there. I didn't write anybody's either. But hello there, Bob. It's kind of what brother 3 radio Delta Tango.
Yeah, RDT. How you doing? Yeah, K1 KBW here in the South Central Connecticut. And anyway, yeah, sound pretty good here. No problem at all copying you.
Yeah, I talked to you before on this Viking, but it was unmodified. Yeah, it's been a while. And I'm on a Viking 2 here with the SDR play receiver on a dipole at the moment. It's not very high. I don't have any high trees there, so I'm stuck at 40 feet. The tree I had up there before was about 60 feet, but this winter it kind of took a nose dive right into the earth. And my dipole went 3 feet.
Oh, that's no good. Wow. Yeah, well, anyway, I run a Class E rig with a Flex 5000, and my center of my antenna is up at 88 feet, so it's up there.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Dave just ordered a 6400.
Oh yeah, yeah, nice. I tell you, you can't beat the Flexes. I don't know much about the 6400 because I never sat behind one, but I know the 5000s, which is an earlier model. They're fantastic. And Carrie, she has one, and I have two. I got this one down here, and I have one upstairs because I have an upstairs station also. And my upstairs 5000 has a 2 and 440 module in it. So when I saw that for sale, I jumped on it because they're kind of rare. I've only seen 2 of them in the past 10 years, and when I saw that one up for sale, I grabbed it.
And I think you were the one that told Ken about this one, right?
Yeah.
See that? Yes. Tell us about the good deals, Bob. Get the Cuisinart. Get the Flex 5000.
Yep. Do a Class H.
Do a Class H. Build a Class A rig. It's always good to listen to Bob. Hey, do you remember Chris, KB3KRJ?
Yeah.
He came on the other night, as we were finishing up the ladies' night on Saturday, and I haven't heard him in, it has to be 8 or 9 years since the last time I talked to him, and he was on, I don't know what he was talking on, it was some like little rinky-dink radio, because he had just gotten a Flex 6400, but he was programming it. So he heard me in here, and he wanted to say hello, and so he's going to be backing up on the air again, but this time with the Flex 6400. I was very excited to hear from him.
Oh, very good. Yeah, gosh, I haven't talked to him in years.
I know. It's probably about the same amount of time. You know, it's got to be 8 or 9 years, at least.
Yeah, and by the way, you're a 35 over S9 here, Carrie. Good signal.
Well, that's good. You're 40 over, but you know that already. Dave's sounding good, too. You know, he's running that, he's got that Yaesu and got his 80-meter dipole back up in the air because half of it was on the ground. Anyway, you know, after talking to us a couple days ago, he's good friends with Brian, you know, KB3WP. And he got everything back up and running. And where was I going with that? Oh, he was almost 40 over here tonight, just on that. So we have some good conditions too. I'll take it.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel. I'm back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Conditions aren't too bad tonight. Seem pretty good. So, you know, and you know, I don't know who was on earlier because I just got on now. Like I said, I was replacing the command center down here in the shack, and man, what a feat! I'll get too old for this crap. did all the furnace job. Thanks to Ken. Ken helped me out with that. Man, that thing it works so good. Man, I'm not having any problems. That furnace is like it's unbelievable. I was having so many problems with it, and I put that zone valve in there, and Ken told me how to hook it up, and that was the end of that problem. So I figured, what the heck, I get having a problem with the command center down here tonight, so I went down to Lowe's and picked up a new command center, put that in, and I think I'm all done with the honeydews and honey don'ts and hubby doos and all that stuff. The yard's looking pretty good. The grass is greener than hell because I put some that Scott's stuff down, the weed and feed and all that, and so everything's pretty much done here. So you just gotta kind of take it easy for a couple of weeks. K1 KBW.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, my backyard is greener than it's been in a long time, and I haven't done anything to it, but I figured out why it's so green. Because I got a big farm.
Well, yeah, that helps too for the fertilizer, but then we also have a lot of rain too, and that helps too. And of course, helps spread the fertilizer.
Yeah, I've always had little dogs, you know that. Now I got a big dog farm. That grass is growing faster than I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I got two of them. They're little dogs, but two of them, they're all crapping all over the place. But yeah, it works.
Yeah, you guys said about grass. Well, my grass is green too. I guess Friday we're going to get some snow in Pennsylvania.
Snow?
Oh, they want no snow. Oh, yeah, Bill, LLY, saying they're predicting snow. Well, he's way up there now, because he moved like, 100 miles further north than where he was. And he said they're predicting snow up there. I said, good, keep it up there, because we don't want it down here. It was like 72 degrees here today. Yesterday it was 82 degrees. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Where in Pennsylvania are you, Carl?
4 degrees here yesterday, but today is only like 48.
Where are you located, Carl?
I'm north of Pittsburgh, north of Lake Erie. So I'm actually closer to Lake Erie, I guess, because I'm in northwestern Pennsylvania. And Pittsburgh is just western Pennsylvania. A little town here called Reimersburg. It's in Clarion County. Like I said, it's about 80-some miles south of Lake Erie.
Oh, so you go, yeah, you're up there.
There's somebody in there. It wasn't fully modulated.
Is there a braking station? Is this KC2UFU?
Yeah, there's a braking station. If I can know where you guys are located, the YR and the other station. Over.
Oh, very good. You have a nice signal in here. Your audio is a little bit low. My name's Carrie, Kilo Echo Romeo Romeo India. My call is Kilo Charlie 2 Uniform Foxtrot Uniform KC2UFU, and I am located on the Jersey Shore.
Where on the Jersey Shore? Where? Over.
Oh, I'm in a town called Manahawkin, which is about 30 miles north of Atlantic City. It's right outside of Long Beach Island.
What are you running? What kind of antenna and what kind of rig?
I'm using a Flex 5000 as the exciter receiver for my Class E transmitter with a Class H modulator. And I'm running a center-fed dipole. It's about 60 feet up in the air. It's about as high as you could get it with these short trees down here on the Jersey Shore.
What do you say the amplifier, or what do you consider
I didn't get all of that. I don't know if there's any way. Like I said, you have a really good signal here, but your audio is really low.
It's low because I'm using a sideband rig running AM. What is the setup again? I got the antenna, but the USB took the rest out. Over.
Oh, gotcha. Are you hearing him any better than me, Bob?
What did you say? Over.
Yeah. He wanted. He thought you were running a Ranger. He wanted to know what you're running after the Flex.
Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel. I'm back. I can't hear him at all.
Yeah. Oh, I'm using a Class E transmitter. Class E transmitter with a Class H modulator.
Yeah, you double with the first part of it. That station in there, I'm copying you okay. Hey, she's running a Class E rig. It's a home-built, home-brewed transmitter using power MOSFETs. She's using the Flex 5000 as a power VFO to kick it off. Okay, Roger?
Roger. What do you do?
Same thing. I'm running a Flex 5000A and as an exciter for my Class E rig. Carrie's a 10 fetter. Mine's a 24 fetter, so I got a little bit more power than she does. But this is a digital drive Class E rig. It only requires 2 watts of drive out of the Flex, and it'll do legal limit no problem. The antenna is a skirted dipole. It's up at 88 feet. Okay, picture a dipole going straight out and then bringing skirts straight down, 40 feet down, because my ends are up at 60 feet. So I call it a skirted dipole. Right, yeah, it's a flat, pretty much a flat top with 2 40-foot verticals coming straight down from about 60 feet up. The ends are up at 60 feet, and the 2 40-foot verticals coming down. It's total length of 204 feet. It's 102 feet on each leg. Say again?
Where are you located?
I'm in Connecticut. I'm in South Central Connecticut.
Okay, you're in the opposite direction. I say you
Yeah, very good. Yeah, you're 20 to a 30 over here. You got a great signal. Your audio's a little bit low, but your signal's right up there. Yeah, you're only about maybe 40 or 50% modulated, so your audio is quite low. Your carrier's fine. I mean, you got a great signal here, but you need to turn your audio up a little bit. You'll be heard a lot better.
Yeah, I know, but if I change this, he's going to screw up the sideband. But very good. I just wanted to mention
Okay, very good. Yep, and I'll turn it back over to Carrie and let her. Hopefully, she's hearing you. I'm hearing you fairly well here. Anyway, go ahead, Carrie. K1 KBW.
Yeah, very good. KC2UFU. Yeah, I hear him good sometimes, and then not. I mean, I'm hard of hearing, so it doesn't help the cause. So it's probably, you got a little bit better of a setup there, Bob. You're not half deaf, so. I wonder, Dave, are you hearing the other gentleman out there at all?
I don't know what happened to Dave. No, I'm half deaf too. I'm almost completely deaf in my left ear. Are you kidding?
I'm legally deaf.
Oh, man. Well, then you and I could never sit near, you know what I mean, left ear to left ear. We'd never hear each other.
That's right. Well, you know, when I'm sitting in the car, when my wife is driving, she's over there talking. I don't hear a damn thing she's saying. She keeps repeating it. She says, can't you hear? I said, no. You know, let me drive, then I can hear you.
You know, that's me when I'm sitting in the passenger seat with Ken, and he's like, "Hun, I'm talking to you." I'm like, "Oh."
Yep. I don't have any problem with my right ear, but my left ear is kind of, you know, it's almost dead.
Yeah, me too. The only good thing about having one dead ear is that if you want to go to sleep at night and people are being noisy, you know, you just flip over on your other side and they're gone. Like Ken likes to watch TV and stuff. So if I don't want to hear TV anymore, I just flip my head towards them, and then that's it. I don't hear nothing.
And that's what I do. I sleep on my right side, my left ear is up, and I don't hear nothing.
We do what we gotta do, you know? But, yeah, sometimes the kids are talking to me, and, you know, they forget. And then they're like, "Ma, what are you gonna do?" It is what it is. It's a little better than it used to be, but, because when I had that real bad, you know, thing with my brain, it got really bad for a while. It's not quite as bad as it used to be, but it's still not good. And I have so much to look forward to as I get older, you know?
Well, you got a brain? Well, I tried to get one, but they wouldn't give me one.
Oh, man. Well, let's see who else is still in here. Well, Dave went to refill, but I don't know what happened to him. Are you still in here, Carl?
Yeah, I was going to say there, I'm legally deaf. Both ears. I wish I had one ear would work, but both my ears, I only got 20% hearing in both ears. So that's probably why I couldn't even hear the other station at all. I mean, he was just, I could see a carrier. He was like S8, but I was looking at the pan adapter. I'm not even seeing any audio detection on the pan adapter at all. But you guys are really lighting it up. But I just couldn't understand how you guys could even hear me a little bit. Let's make sure you're RDK.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel. I'm back here. I've been back. I think I keep doubling.
Actually, we got superior equipment.
A little bit too overmodulated, Dave. It's not like terrible, but like you drop your gain back a little bit.
Okay, are you talking to me, Whiskey 3 Oscar Hotel?
Yes, Dave.
He couldn't figure out how we could hear him. I said, because we got superior equipment.
That's right. We want to be heard.
So it's funny because I can't hear him either. I don't know. Where is he up north?
I'm not even sure, because I was having issues. You know, I mean, he had a beautiful carrier, but like his audio was just not. You know, didn't have enough punch to it. You know, with my hearing deficits or whatever. But I don't know what's going on with you, Dave. You're a little bit too. Ken said to turn the gain down a little bit. It's like a little bit like raspy. There you go.
Yeah, you need to turn it down about 5%.
Yeah, that's much better.
Is that any better?
There you go. Yeah, it was almost like you had too much punch, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I had the mic gain at 67, which is where I've had it for a while, but I turned it down to about 59 or 60, I think.
Well, you know what I think the difference is? You're coming in so well tonight. Like, you're, like, really in here. So, really in here strong, so now I'm really hearing it.
Yeah, maybe I need to turn my power down a little bit because maybe I'm not giving myself enough room.
You're fine. I'm hearing you good.
All right, I'll leave it where it is.
That's right. It's just me complaining, don't worry.
No, you're fine.
I wonder